What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Blue and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about birds of prey, one of the best pets that you can take into battlegrounds and world PvP. And the reason I don't say arenas is something that I'm going to get into in just a second. So in this video we're going to talk about the birds of prey special ability and exactly what pet spec you should pair it with, and then we're going to go over 8 cool, unique, and rare models that you can go out and tame, and some of them are not even that hard, and honestly, the ones that aren't even that hard are probably the coolest ones. So without further ado, let's talk about birds of prey. The birds of prey are a non-exotic pet family that come with the ability Talon Rend. It says the bird of prey claws at the target's feet, reducing movement speed by 50% for 6 seconds on a 10-second cooldown. So think about that. The enemies are slowed for 6 seconds on only a 10-second cooldown. So even if you let the trash pet AI autocast this, your enemies are going to be slowed by 50%, about 50% of the time. Now that's huge. Clearly a PvP oriented ability, and if we're looking at our 3 pet specs here, tenacity, ferocity, and cunning, we're going to want to pick the one that synergizes best, which clearly is going to be cunning. That way you're going to be passively speeding yourself up while also passively slowing your opponent down. Now, why do I say this is a battleground and a world PvP ability and not necessarily an arena ability? Well, because most of the time in arenas, you're going to be going up against a healer, and then you're going to want mortal wounds. That's a topic for another video, but you can obviously take this pet if you're going into arenas if you're not going against a healer. But if you're going against a healer, you want something with mortal wounds. But in battlegrounds and world PvP, where you're fighting on a much larger landscape, and there's much more of an emphasis of closing the distance between you and your opponent and keeping distance between you and your opponent, pairing a bird of prey for the Talon Rend ability with the cunning spec is going to be your best bet. So let's get into some of these models. First one's going to be Irewing. Super dope purple and red dread rocket. This thing is massive. Now, there is only one of these in the game, and you can only attack him when you are on the Scouted Out quest over there in High Mountain. If you have already done this quest, you are going to need to pair up with somebody who has not. And if you have not done this quest, you're simply going to complete all the quests right here in the area, right next to True Shot Lodge, until the Scouted Out quest pops up, at which point you're going to walk a little bit to the north here, where you're going to be able to fight Irewing. The problem is that it's part of the quest that an NPC is going to come with you to help you hunt this thing down, which you don't want. Thankfully, the NPC is trash. And you might get interrupted a bunch, which can be frustrating, but the easiest thing you can do is just throw a freezing trap, and then the NPC is going to stop attacking him anyways, and then you can just tame him up. Alright, I almost forgot to mention this, but while you're doing the quest to get Irewing, you can also pick up a pet named Morash. He's classified as a stag, and he is the only obsidian moose in the game, the only onyx moose in the game. Now, the quest requires you to kill him, but you can tame him first, and then he's just going to respawn in like 3 seconds, so grab that on your way. Next is the Infused Stormfeather. Now, this guy's only going to be found on the Siren Isle, but he's only going to pop up once you have completed every single weekly quest in the zone. Everything with a blue question mark. You're going to want to complete all of those, and then it's going to unlock Special Assignment Storms of Brewing, at which point the entire island will be engulfed in rain, and the Infused Stormfeathers are going to be all over the place, and yes, this is the only place that you can get him. Now, while you're there on the Siren Isle, you're going to be looking for this purple parrot. Now, there are other character models in the game with the same shape, but this color palette is truly unique and can only be found on the Siren Isle during the period where pirates are attacking the island. Pirates are only going to attack the island 1 out of every 3 weeks. So you're only going to be able to tame this guy 1 or 2 weeks out of the month. So while you're there getting the Infused Stormfeather, run around and pick this guy up if you can. Spam calls and texts aren't just annoying, they are proof that your personal data is being passed around by scammers on the dark web. These scammers are literally farming your digital existence, and each message leads straight back to the data broker who legally stole your information in the first place for a nice $70,000 to $100,000 a year salary. That means that every username you enter, every medical symptom you Google, and yes, everything you've ever searched on the hub is being stored and saved, even when you use incognito mode. NordVPN cuts that off at the source by rerouting your IP address through their encrypted servers, preventing hackers and data brokers from identifying you and getting rich off of your vulnerability. Don't be fooled into thinking that using a VPN will make your gaming experience worse. In fact, I game on a Wi-Fi connection with NordVPN on at all times and have 0 issues, especially after switching over from ExpressVPN. The reality is that the internet is getting more dangerous and malicious every day. It's important to protect yourself from scammers and scummy data brokers who would ruin your life for a quick buck. And since NordVPN hooked it up for BLUMONKEY viewers, you can get 77% off a 2-year plan, plus an additional 3 months for free at the first link in the description, all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, so it's absolutely no risk for you. Full disclosure, I will receive an affiliate commission for anyone who signs up, but it's at no additional cost to you, and it's the best way you can support the hard work I put into these videos while also protecting yourself from online threats to your safety and security. Now back to the program. Next is gonna be the Risen Ohuna. Now if you can't tell, he looks like a ghost and a mummy at the same time, and that's because he's an undead bird of prey. Now if you want to tame undead, you need to have the simple Tome of Bone Binding collected and unlocked. That's gonna let you tame undead. You're gonna be able to get that drop from any mob in the Maldraxxus open world or the bosses in either of the dungeons. Now, there's a bunch of people online who are saying that they've been running around trying to farm this thing and then found out that they already had the ability unlocked. So apparently what can happen, you may have already looted it back in Shadowlands, or you may have already killed an enemy with it in Shadowlands without looting it. And it turns out that even if that happens, you don't have to use it. You're actually gonna have the ability unlocked. So I'm gonna put a macro up on the screen right now. And I'm also gonna put it in the description because it's like a sentence long. But you copy that and you put it into your chat and it's gonna tell you if you already unlocked it. That way you don't waste a bunch of time trying to grind for something that you already have. And if you're wondering, yes, you can tame the Risen Hounds that are walking around in the background as well. They are undead, so you either unlock it or be one and get with the program. Next is Qual. It's a super dope cyan body and magenta eyes crystalline owl. I would say it's a one of a kind, and it is, but you're gonna see on the next pet exactly what I'm trying to get at here. So Qual, there is only one of them. He's gonna be in the Stone Talon Mountains, and he's gonna be right here next to this green ugly hut. You just walk over and tame him, and you're gonna be good to go. Now, if he's not over there, that's because he is on a 6-hour spawn timer. But at this point, these areas are pretty uncontested, so go ahead and pop over there anyways just to check. And then if he's not there, you're just gonna pop down to the south and pick up an Emerald Spirit. You see what I mean? It, like I said, same shape, different color. And this one actually does have that transparent quality to it, making it a little bit more unique. Now, with the Emerald Spirit, it's gonna be like a whole flock of them down there. This is the only spot you find them, but it's not like you're gonna have to, it's not gonna be SOL if you go there and he's not gonna be up. They're always gonna be up, and you go and you tame them in these ruins right here. Next is Anzu. Now, there is technically 2 models in the game that look like this, but one of them requires the quest being up, just like with the Dreadrock at the beginning, but that's a bunch of nonsense. So I'm just gonna tell you to go tame Anzu, the second boss in the Sethic Halls dungeon. Now, you must be on heroic difficulty. If you're not on heroic difficulty, he's not even gonna be there. He's just flat out not gonna be there. So set your dungeon difficulty to heroic, and then go into Sethic Halls, and you just walk up and you grab him. Next is the Smoldering Raven. Probably the coolest one on this list, and also the easiest to get. You just basically fly over to the Emerald Dreams on the left side of the map where it's a bunch of lava, and you just tame them up. Now, if you don't have Emerald Dream unlocked, it's only like a short 5 quest chain to unlock it. So definitely go and do that and pick yourself up this Smoldering Raven. And if you think some of the pets of this video are rare and unique, just wait till you see what's in this video. It's like an hour and 10 minutes long, and it's my ultimate rare pet guide with damn near every rare and unique pet in the game. And guess what? Some of them aren't even that hard to get, just nobody uses them. So leave a like down below, and then go watch that right now.